Hello, welcome to Roleplay Cafe. We are proud to present Swords and Wizardry Continual Light with Dark Age of Jason and David, my two esteemed guests. I'm going to attempt to GM today. It's not my normal bag, but we'll see how it works out. All right, guys. Give me I'll roll. I'll roll for this one, all right?
Okay.
All right, David, your
Yes.
eyes snap open.
Okay.
You find yourself laying on the ground. Your eyes are glazed over, watery. All you know is something hits you hard. You're stunned, you're blurred, you hear grunting. Off in the corner, you see this big ogre reach down and pick up a comrade and sling it in his arms and grab its head and twist
Oh.
and pop and churn it. All this is coming into view as you're waking up into full consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
He picks up the body, latches his lips around the neck, and upturns the body and starts suckling. Almost like the body, you can see it kind of give way and lilt a little bit and go limp. After a minute, you start coming into more a lucid state. You remember that you were part of a caravan that, part of a caravan that got waylaid by something, and this is obviously what that something is. Now, Jason, you were thrown free when you were in the wagon whenever this thing pile drove into the side of it and flipped it over, and were thrown past the tree, and now you're coming to as well, and you're a little bit off the side of the road. This ogre's sitting in the middle of the debris and just picking, and you've been seeing what's been going on a little bit longer than your comrade, who you see jostle himself and move a little bit and then lay still. And you can tell he's taking it in too. So, anyway.
How close is my colleague?
He's about in the middle of the road. He's a good, I would say, 15 foot from the ogre, which is hunched over. And you see him.
Has the ogre noticed him?
No, he seems more intent right now on draining his victim.
Okay.
And he flops it over to the side and tears it. There's a little pouch on his belt. Tears it off and starts picking through it. He's looking through it right now and pulling out some gold coins.
Okay. I'm gonna flick a pebble at my colleague, try to get his attention.
Okay. I'm not going to have you roll for this.
At David's character, not at the ogre.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Right.
I ain't gonna have you roll for that.
Okay.
All right, David, you a little pebble skitters by your head and kind of brings you out of this stupor.
Okay. Laren, his ears kind of tingle as he kind of regains his senses, so to speak, you know. Okay. And he or I slowly kind of turn my head towards where the pebble, the direction that it came from. But as I turn my head, I am keeping my eyes on this ogre, you know. And then at the very last second, I kind of look in the direction of where the pebble came from.
Okay.
And
You see,
what do I see?
a foot, and as you do that, you hear and feel next to you the body that was laying there. His foot slides past you. You see the ogre dragging it by his arm and then slapping it across his lap. As you see over in the corner, you see Jason's character hidden behind a tree.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
All
you'll see, no doubt, Colbert, who's about 5'8", 200 pounds. He's missing a tooth in the front. He has a horrible bowl, blonde haircut, and because of this missing tooth, he looks pretty stupid. He generally you can't ever have a serious, conversation with him because he's a young, kind of foolish-looking character, and he has the intuition and common sense that accompanies this look. So he has this kind of dumbfounded look on his face, and he's like waving you over with a big, missing tooth.
Big gap.
Okay, Laren, he frowns, his brows, kind of knit together, and he gives a big frown and kind of shakes his head slowly, and like some of the dirt and road dust that's in his beard kind of moves around, and Laren, he'll look to see how far or which direction this ogre. Is there just one ogre? Can I tell?
That's all you're seeing right now. This one ogre, and as you're looking around, you hear a scream off to your left. The ogre, I should say, is off to your left. And where's your character's name again, Jason?
Colbert.
Is off to your right, off of the tree line. Okay.
Okay. So ogre's to the left, Colbert's over to the right. Okay.
Yeah, half the distance, and you hear a woman scream. You recognize it's the older lady that had been along in the caravan with y'all. There's about 6 other people. And 2 of them, the second one's already being disemboweled. Like a go-gurt.
Okay.
And she's laying over the side. She obviously just woke up and saw this horror. The ogre's head snaps around and looks at her. He's got, he releases his latch and looks at her in shock, and drops the body like on all fours and starts getting up and clambering up, plodding over to her, and she just wide-eyed, frozen stock still.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she's about 10 foot further on from you, and the ogre. From the ogre.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know this is tough.
At this point, I'm assuming we were hired, maybe as are we employed?
Yeah, you just latched onto a caravan going from one town to another. You've been on the road for 2 days.
Okay. Was this caravan? Did it have men at arms at all, or is it just kind of?
Yeah, it had 2 men at arms. I wanted to hold that because I didn't know what your.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? But it does have men at arms, whether or not whatever capacity y'all was. But the other men at arms,
didn't work out too well.
Yeah, you see some splintered. He's using one shield as a food dish. Okay.
Brutal. Okay, all right. Well, perseverance is
I'm
is
compelled to yell from hiding, trying to get his attention.
Okay. I'll if it looks Del, if it looks like the ogre's attention is unfortunately focused on the woman, Laren is going to unceremoniously on all fours scramble towards the tree line.
Okay. Since this is the fetish in your hand, roll anything but a 1.
Okay.
I love saying it, and somebody rolling a 1.
Anything but a 1. And okay, there's a 5. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, he's intent on her. He doesn't hear you.
I've got
above her scream. Okay.
I've got being Elvis. She's got a +2 to stealth. I forgot about that.
There you go. There you go. Okay.
So
you're off the tree line, I suppose, behind Colbert.
Now, I was trying to get his attention while maintaining hidden behind the trees. I want to draw his attention, but make him curious, maybe, as to what's yelling.
You talking about the
Oh, okay.
I want to break his focus on this woman.
I went the wrong way.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Okay.
Okay, so are you yelling? Are you trying to get...
Yeah, I was trying to keep him... I was trying to break his focus on the girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see how... He was really close to her. She was just 10 foot off of him.
Oh, boy.
Where David's character's about 30 foot, and you was about 30 foot, 60 foot away.
Okay.
So yeah, it was strewn. So he gets up and lurches from that woman's scream. You're making noise, and he turns around and he looks at her. You can tell he hesitates for a second, looks over his shoulder, and he steps down on her.
Oh,
All right,
man.
And
Well, that
her
saves me from
screams-
having to put her out of her misery.
Yeah, her screams
With an
are
arrow.
silent in a big squash. Okay.
Oh.
And then he turns around and he's looking like that for both of you.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Okay.
He's sniffing the air and he pounds forward, stands in the middle of it, in the middle of the chaos and debris, and looks around in your direction. I don't think he quite caught where it was coming from exactly.
Laren's got his
sniffing
back up against the tree now. I guess he can see Colbert, and he's taking in these huge gulps of air, and he's I guess he's broken out in kind of like a cold sweat, and he's like not silently, but he's whispering, "What do we do now? What do we do?"
Okay. The ogre's sniffing the air and he's taking 2 steps forward in your direction, cautiously trying to pick up on the scent. At this time, you do smell something possibly a little bit more rancid coming downwind at you, from the hill. It's a little escarpment that goes up, and when you glance up there, you see what looks to be a ruined tower over the crest of the hill. All right.
Okay.
And so the ogre's behind us. The trees are between us and the hill, and so we could leave and head toward that.
Yeah, you have to work your way up through there if you wanted to go there.
Okay. Well, I'll make eye gestures toward the smell and the tower, toward Lauren, as if maybe we should head that way. But at the same time, I have my hand on the hilt of my sword, and my shield, of course, is slung down, somewhat loose. And I'm kind of eyeing toward this tower without. I don't want to say anything. I don't know how well ogres can hear, but I'm going to assume they can hear everything.
Okay.
Yeah, he can't hear all that much now. He's starting to howl himself.
I will take Colbert's lead and start scrambling up towards the. Is there like a path of sorts, or is it all kind of rougher terrain?
It's not too dense. There are the trees are fairly large in places, intersprinkled with the smaller saplings throughout there, about I'd say 5 foot apart. So you're having to do some dodging and weaving as you go through there. But as you start taking up that hill, you hear him bellow and howl almost like a call.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
And then you hear a little bit of another thumping.
I
and a return
gesture to Colbert. Come on.
And I will take up full sprint with my friend through the bushes toward this tower.
Okay. As you do that, roll about for your stealth. I want to see just how much you're.
You want the 1d6 or?
Yeah, 1d6.
Okay. So are you rolling high or low?
No,
1. I rolled a 1. So I don't know.
Low.
I rolled a 1.
That
good.
That
good?
the skills with thievery. That is.
Oh, yeah, that would be good then.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
what I'm
good?
saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the skills in this are 1 to 6, and for instance, a ranger can move through the environments 1 to 4, that kind of thing. So yeah, so a 1 would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
the lower.
I would have gotten a modified 3 then.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you stumble a little bit over some loose rocks.
Oh, I'm sorry. A modified 4. I'm sorry. I only get +1. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And you stumble a little bit over some loose rocks, and it seem to be poking out amongst the the thatch and leaves.
Okay.
And
So Laren's like robes are kind of getting caught on the branches and the briars, but he's trying to keep his robes kind of tightly kind of wrapped around his waist, as he makes his way with his staff. As he makes his way through the foliage.
Well, the ogre's howl was receding whenever it was, like I said, it was a response call. So luckily that added some negative modifiers to kind of mask it. That response call, he comes into the area, only what you can perceive as another one. Bouncing through the area, and then you hear them both excitedly, and then they start crunching through, and you hear the trees behind you, especially the sapling snap here and there, but it doesn't look like that they're too agile. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, they can grab hold of the bigger trees, and you hear them giving weight, and you hear some as they're trying to catch up with you a little bit. But it's going to be a little bit before they actually gain ground. All right.
Okay.
So you're heading up to, as you go through, you lose sight of the top area of the ruins, and it gets a little bit more treacherous, and you have to weave a little bit more because of the almost like boulders that somehow come out, you know what I mean? And you try to get on top of it and work your way up. You do see them, they're probably about a quarter of the way up, and almost out of sight, you can still hear them bellowing. It seems that they're having trouble with their footing from all the leaves and sliding down a little bit and trying to regain their ground as they go. So they're having a little bit difficulty. You fellas make it up to the top. You crest the hill, and there's a ruin fortification up here. There's a tower about three stories, or I should say 2.5. It was like the top part had been taken off. The low walls. There was a wall built around the central. I mean the side keep tower. This nothing but in a ruined state. You can tell it's not been utilized in a very long time, just from the moths overgrown. It's very shaded up here. There's a lot of moss. There's a lot of ivy intermingled. It's an old ruin. All right, that smell still kind of hits you in the face. It's more of a dung smell.
If we're now close enough to talk to each other, he'll hear my wheezing, shortness of breath, very coughing and spluttering, as I'm clearly some kind of condition that affects my breathing. And as I wheeze out, splutter out, I hope this is not their lair.
Laren stops in his tracks at that thought, and his eyes grow wide. He says, "Are you serious? We could be walking right into there."
Yeah. But smell that, Lard. Smell that. So what else could it be?
All right.
I'll look around to see if there's any evidence of mass bodies or bones or... Right, I'm looking about, and then of course at the same time hoping to spot a place we could crouch and hide if they're following us.
Okay, you hear their sounds, more frustration and howling. You hear sometimes almost a stumble, slip and fall. It's very quiet on this side. It's entering probably, it's time wise it's about 3 o'clock. But there's so much canopy coverage and shade, and you hear it's almost like you're in a valley. You know what I mean? The echo comes up from the road. And you hear them, it's more frustrated, but they do sound closer.
Okay.
At this time, there is a crush and a snap as a large rock about the size of a bowling ball flies through the air and crashes into the side of a tree and splinters it out.
Wow.
Right? And this is not necessarily near you because you're all over the crest, but it is right near where the lip is.
Did it come from their direction?
Yeah, they seem to be throwing the rocks that you were
they're just
tripping
taking
on.
pot shots. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll guess I'll make my way more into this. I'm looking for a place to hide, and this smell.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a portcullis or a double? Is there an obvious entryway?
No,
to
actually,
this,
the ring around there is very. I mean, the outside wall is no more than anywhere from 2 to maybe at its top 4 foot tall, and it's just
it's all crumbled.
literally just ruins. The only thing with any height is that the keep, the tower.
Okay.
All right.
All
So, it's more of a molten. I wouldn't say a Molten Bailey style, but it's a circular wall that goes around right at the top of that mountain. You do hear it when you get to the top, and are y'all going inside the?
Yeah, I'm thinking about making my way to the keep. And Lauren, I think maybe we can find sanctuary in that. Is it stone? I mean, is there like a door on it?
There's no door on it.
That's whether we could use it as a sanctuary.
Yeah, there is an opening where used to be a door. There's no door now. You can walk straight through it. That's a little bit to your right.
Okay.
As you guys are looking around and you go a little bit into it deeper, it seems that you've stepped out of that being downwind of that smell.
Okay.
And there is more of a sea salt, fresh water smell that hits you, and you can hear a little bit past on the other side. You can see that there is you don't know if it's a lake or it's a body of water.
Okay.
That stretches out there. So it's obviously fed from the sea. All right.
Okay.
Lauren, can ogres swim?
Lauren thinks for a moment. No, I don't think so. But then neither can I.
What? Okay. So what do you think? Should we take sanctuary in this ruin or head for this fresh air?
He'll kind of look up at the ruin again, and then he'll turn and kind of look back down the hill or the knoll. Do we still kind of see the trees kind of like thrashing about down there?
Thrashing about it. That's
really?
That's,
yeah. Okay.
No. Sorry, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad to see you say that. That would be a great indicator. Yeah, where there were, it seems that there's still the bellowing is not so focused in your direction anymore. It seems that they've kind of lost your scent. It has intermingled with the dung smell. This wafting down there, and they seem to be, both of them are separated a little bit, and randomly, but they were a little bit further than they were, but they're not going up anymore so much that you see. If you stay there and look for a minute.
Well, maybe we can seek shelter in this ruin just for a moment until they maybe give up on us and move on, and then we can head towards the shore.
Agreed.
And get our bearings.
I will slide my shield down onto my shield arm, and I'll get a torch out. I won't light the torch yet. I'm going to keep it available in case we need it. But you say it's 3:00, right? Obviously, it's light out.
Yeah, it's light out. It's kind of a heavy canopy, but at the top here, y'all have more of a light coming in. And you can see
Okay, good.
right below you.
Maybe we can reach the upper portion of the keep and look and get our bearings from up there.
Yes, and it's my experience from many of the stories my great grandfather told me. People keep their most valuable possessions in the highest areas. There might be some value up there.
Now,
He
now
smiles again, missing his big tooth.
do I know
His horrible
Colbert?
bowl haircut.
Is Colbert somewhat of a roguish individual in my experience?
He is, but that's not his class. But,
Okay.
but,
No, yeah,
y'all had
yeah,
about
yeah.
2 days. Y'all had just met as far as
Okay.
yeah,
assumption
he's
on
definitely looks like a moron, and
A
you get
bit.
the feeling he may be a moron.
He's a bit rough around the edges. Is that my?
He's
Yeah.
living up to the rumor. Yeah.
Yeah, and you may be sophisticated enough to recognize youth is not why he's a moron. He's young too, but he's just a little he's a little dumb.
I don't know. Once you've seen one human, they're all,
That's right.
But
That's right. Hard to tell, right?
When you're when you're inside, for lack of a better word, the courtyard, inside the ring, you do notice that there's a rather large stone rectangular rock. It sort of looks like a boulder. I mean, it's halfway covered with. It's a rectangular. It's you could tell it's made. It was crafted. But at first glance, it may look like part of just the terrain, but it's not, because it's covered with moss, and on top of it, there's a darker fluid of some type. And as you take a couple of steps in, you notice that when you step down, a plume of ash comes up around your foot, and it goes all the way around in a circular, like almost filling up the interior, pretty much of the whole area, the circumference.
Okay. So we're kicking up dust, so to speak.
Yeah, literally, it's just like burnt ash, and you do know that. There's no representation of, or there's no wood that you've seen anywhere.
Okay.
It's ash. There seems to be, it's a little bit from you right now. I don't know if you want to walk in closer, but
does it, or are we able to tell? Is there like obvious? Is it obvious on like maybe the inner walls of the structure that there has been fire in here, or is there an obvious like?
You could probably make that assumption.
Okay.
And
the walls are singed, maybe, or I don't know. It's not that apparent.
Yes, it's not that apparent, since they've molded over and got vines on them and everything like that. But definitely the floor around the area, there's really no growth whatsoever. It's just all ash leading up to the rock. Around the base of the rock, you see almost like a cake, 2 cakes of something that resemble almost feet.
And okay,
Okay.
that's weird. Okay.
So
okay. I don't need my torch yet, right? So I might again. I might use the torch to kind of tap this. What look like stubs, like feet. They used to be feet, type of thing.
yeah,
I might approach them and just kind of hit them with the torch.
it just crumbles and falls in the dust and wisps away.
Okay. I look at Lauren and raise my eyebrows.
Yeah, it was more cake because it had rain in it and everything like that. So it crumbled apart and just whatever.
Okay.
So, is the surface, the top of the stone, is it actually damp, or is it hard to tell? Is it like sweating?
When you looked at it, it looks like dried caked on blood. That comes on top of it.
Okay. Okay. Lauren he'll stop, and actually I'll say he was kind of reaching out. Maybe he'll reach out to like maybe see what this substance is, and he'll, rub a finger on it. And then maybe, since he can tell now that it looks like it's some kind of, blood, dry blood or whatever, he'll kind of straighten up, really quickly, and he'll turn to Culvert, and he'll kind of stutter, and hold his finger up and says, maybe this is a sacrificial stone of some sort.
Yeah, the leaves, that there are patches of leaves that have fallen down from the above canopy that kind of litter across it too.
Mm-hmm.
And as you say that, the wind shuffles them around, and you can see a dagger there. It's somewhat rusted that was over to the side. It's a rather large stone altar. I'd say at least 6 foot.
Okay. I asked Lauren, is it fresh?
Yeah, 6 foot by 2.5 or so.
I wouldn't think so. It looks pretty like it's been here. Yeah,
it's not fresh at all.
Yeah.
It's just a
I'd say
it's almost like it's fused with the rock now.
Whatever unholy ceremonies that were done here, I think they're long gone.
So this place is vacant and primed for the picking. And he looks up at the second story again. We must find a way up. Do you have a rope? Is there a door, or do I see a stairwell or a vine, something that we could climb up, or inside the building?
Yeah, on the inside of the building, when you look over to the tower, and first, while your eyes are streaming over the side, like I said, that radius of ash went out. Now there's piles of trash that's blown up and up against the door and everything, and molded leaves and everything. But what's a little bit out of place is there is actually a tree that abuts up against the wall, one of the walls of the outer wall, basically. So it's growing there. All right.
Okay.
But then, like I said, you look over and you'll see it looks like to be an area leading to this tower that is possibly once was a door, but there's definitely an opening. An average-sized man could squeeze his way through it.
Okay. So these trees look as though they were placed there?
It's just one tree. So I'm just saying it looks out of place.
Maybe it's just the forest trying to reclaim, you know.
Yes.
Nature.
Is it dark as we look in to the area that we go inside? Do I need? Will we need light?
It's definitely darker. There's a little. The only thing coming in is that shaft of light that you would be blocking while you're trying to go in there. But it provides a little bit of ambient lighting.
Yeah, I will make an effort to light one of my torches before we go further.
Okay, and you notice the smell gets that same smell as you approach it.
Towards that door opening?
It is issuing out of that crack.
Okay.
But if you're lighting up and you're stepping in.
Yeah, so my shield's in my shield arm, and I've got a torch. And I will look at Lauren and say, "Shall I lead the way?"
Lauren puts his left hand on Culvert's shoulder, and he's got his staff in his right hand, and he says, "Into the breach we go, my friend."
Yes.
Into the breach.
Literally. I will.
Into the mold.
I will lead with torch first, out in front.
Okay. I'm
not realizing it.
Yeah. I mean, as Colbert, as you look in there in the torch, and it illuminates the lower level of the tower. There seems to be trash littered around there. There's not really too much of growth as far as plant life or anything. Obviously, so it's been kind of, it's too dark in there to really set anything. It smells moldy and damp, but it also has that aroma of dung. But it seems relatively safe. There's no arrow slits. It's pretty closed off in here.
Okay.
But yeah, you could get through here. You squeeze through, but that's about it.
Okay. Do you smell that, Lauren? I do not believe that is humanoid.
Lauren says, "There's no need to fear. Nothing, no large creatures would be able to make a lair in here. Probably just raccoons or maybe wild dogs."
Ah, yes. He kind of double takes over his shoulder. Well, I don't know about you, Fred, but wild dogs can be very dangerous. But I go forward. I head forward into the room, looking again for the next tier up, like stairs or some kind of. Well,
I mean, as you're in there, this does look like a safe place. As far as the ruins, the walls look strong on this lower level.
Okay.
You do find there's indeed a circular stairwell that leads up into the next area.
Ah, okay.
All right. So, you going up in
Shall
there,
we
Jason?
Shall we continue up, or do you want to investigate this floor, this ground level?
I say we should continue up so that we can find our bearings before nightfall.
Yes, and I'd rather be farther away from those ogres.
Yes.
If they do try to, okay. So again, I'll lead us slowly. I want to be deliberate, step by step, looking for any potential weaknesses in the flooring, things like that, as I move one step at a time, in no
it's
hurry.
more of a stone. It's like I said, that the walls are very solid, even on this lower level. And even that includes a stairwell, which is made out of stone all the way up. So as as your head raises up and the flames raise up above the second level, give me a roll of a 6, okay?
6.
Okay. Everything seems fine to you right now. The flame is almost that there is a breeze that seems through an arrow slit in the wall.
Okay.
That as you're coming up, the vines and the ivy kind of, there's almost a blow through, and you can feel a draft come through there, and the ivy pokes in, then it relinquishes and goes back out as you're going up with the flame. So that's what catches your attention. And you notice the bottom of the floor looks, there seems to be, you don't know if it's rubble or whatever, but it's not flat like you would naturally expect it to be.
Okay.
All right.
So there's something on the floor.
Yeah.
I will swing my torch kind of over in the area of this blowing vine.
Yeah, it's just immediately to
as
your
just a
left.
response, kind of a natural response, and hold it there just in case there's something behind it. And when I realize maybe not, I'll go ahead and ascend to that floor and stand in the room. Make room for Lauren to follow me up.
Okay. You get up. All right. You get up and then I guess help Lauren up and come through. And you both stand there. And you feel it's a little bit chalky what you feel like you're standing on. And it moves back. The ceilings are rather high. It's 9 foot.
Okay.
Just from your observation of the first floor.
Okay.
Right now, you hear a rustle of something from up above, and that chalky stuff you look at, a little bit of it's squishy too. It almost slips, on 1 foot as you're standing there.
Okay.
If you look up, what you'll see are it appears to be dark, cloaked objects hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, okay. Like bats, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. If you've ever seen a bat, there's one of them. It flutters, and one of them's eyes pop open, and then the screeching begins.
Oh, wow. Okay. Here we go.
So now you're in a situation where you're in a whirlwind, a cyclone of these bats on the inside here. You did get to see them. Why don't you roll, like I say, initiative?
Okay. So we're doing group.
Group initiative. Yeah, I'll roll.
Okay. Do you want to do the honors there, Lauren, for our first combat?
Okay, so what am I rolling?
D6.
For initiative. The other D6? Okay, all right.
Wait, do we roll under or over for the D6? For
What's that?
Do we roll under? I mean, I know it's a D6, but higher is better or lower?
Yeah, so the highest score goes first. As
Higher is
size.
first. Okay, all right.
If you tie, then it's simultaneous.
Simultaneous? Okay. 3.
3. Okay, well,
Yep.
they get a 4. All right.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So
That's the last time you roll, man. Not kidding. Damn.
they are coming about you, and there seems to be smaller bats that are mixed with that. I'm not going to even really, other than a distraction, They don't
Yeah.
seem to be doing much at all to you, other than like
Okay.
screwing up your perception.
But we definitely do see a larger figure amongst the smaller ones. Is that what you're kind of telling us?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, you see several larger ones.
Oh, several. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but it's hard to count with all the torchlight casting
Okay, got
shadows
Okay.
everywhere and kind of covering up some of them.
Not good.
But
Not
if
good.
you had to guess, anywhere from 3 to 5.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Okay. All right. Okay.
all right.
All right.
So they're
Here it
here it
comes.
comes now.
Here it comes.
I'm gonna see.
Hang on.
Okay,
Put your seatbelt on. Here it comes.
okay. First one swoops by. I got to get y'all's names right. Colbert
And Lauren.
and Lauren.
Uh-huh.
Is it Colbert? Or am I picking it up?
Yeah.
From Stephen?
Colbert, it depends on whether you
Depends upon what region you're in, you know?
Okay, there you go.
Trust me, this
Colbert.
moron
One of them
doesn't know.
just slaps you in the face with this leathery wing and goes by. Doesn't hurt you though, but it definitely lets you know you're there.
Okay.
Right. The next, I'm sorry. Oh, jeez.
What?
What is your name again?
Lauren?
Lauren. I'm always
Yeah.
wanting to say Lane from the last game we played for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Lauren, yeah, it got 18. Is that it?
Yeah, he does it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Lauren raises his hands up and shrieks.
All right.
Give it to me. I'm ready.
Yeah, I know. That's a 2, bud.
Okay.
It
Well,
might-
it's a
yeah,
solid hit.
Yeah, it latches into you on the side.
Oh
And
boy. Okay.
It's just flapping for a minute, but a good minute as it sinks. in.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shrieks and throws his arms up to try to cover his face, and I guess maybe it still ends up latching like onto his like shoulder area, maybe, you know. And Lauren kind of stumbles backwards a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
With the you know the blow, you know, the blow, you know, kind of just staggers him back.
Are you? What are you doing, Colbert?
Let's see here. So I hear my friend scream, and I'm naturally going to turn toward him with this torch, and whether it's smart or not, I'm going to swat at this bat that's attached himself
Okay.
with the hot end of this torch, trying to burn it off.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't say what the last. I rolled again and it was 11, but I'm assuming that was a miss, right?
For me or for who?
For Colbert.
Oh,
Yeah,
Colbert.
you'll need a with my shield. You'll need a 16 and up to hit me.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's what I was figuring, but I want to let you know that was another one. All right. So, but you're swinging at him, right? All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm swimming at the bat that's attacking Lauren. Oh, you want me? I guess I should roll.
Yeah, you should
Sorry,
roll.
I
I thought you was waiting for a drum roll.
you would think I've played a little D&D once in my life, right?
See those square things in front of you, Jesse? You pick those up and
Here
you
we
toss
go.
them over your shoulder.
Here we go. Oh, 12 and 2. I got a +1 to hit with my strength, so 13. And it would be 3 points of damage if I hit with this.
Oh yeah, that hits. That
sword.
hits. Come
Yeah,
on, that hits.
Yeah, no, I know that hits. That hits. It dug in. It digs into it, and you hear a high pitch shriek,
Okay.
and it drops. It drops and slaps up against the wall and falls.
Boy.
You just everything's a panic though. It's still
Colbert uncomfortably gets close in the face of Lauren and smiles, missing his tooth, and says, "Are you okay now, man?"
okay. What are you doing, Lauren?
When I can, he will angrily. Well, first of all, are we still surrounded by a swarm of bats, or can we see any more clearly what's attacking us yet?
You right now it's so much chaos with the small bats, with the torchlight going everywhere. It's still enclosed and really dark. There's shafts of light coming in from
Yeah. Okay.
You know, that one window.
Oh.
And there's like 3 windows where it's.
I know what I'll do. The bat that he knocked off of me, I will turn to that bat and with both hands around my staff, I will attempt to put it out of its misery if it's not already dead.
Oh no. Well, okay. Well, I mean, he hit it and he killed it. I don't wanna,
Oh, he did kill it. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Okay. All right. Okay. If I can't really see any specific target right now, then I guess I'll just have to maybe take another step over to the side, maybe closer to the wall, in order to, I don't know, kind of stagger to the side, nursing my shoulder that got damaged. Yeah, okay. If I can't see anything right now to attack, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, you could take probably a wild swing. But
no, I better not.
But that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
It's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, wild swing and hit him. I'll make you see who you hit, friend or foe.
Yeah.
But he's standing there with a tooth out, and he's standing there with 2 teeth out.
Right.
All right. All this beating of wings and everything, and it's kicking up a lot of the drafts are coming through, and there seems to be crumbling from an area of the ceiling where you hear and see rubble fall through on the opposite side there, and a little bit more of a shaft of light comes in at this time. All right. At this time, you hear, is there go again. Shut down one. I'm rolling to see which one they attack. Okay. Colbert. It goes right past you again, okay? You're sitting there with your grin on, and this thing just flies almost up your back, raising your hackles up, You're like, oh, my God. And
there's another one.
Then it's off. Then it's off, okay?
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Okay, this one goes for Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
Not physically, though. What you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled an 18 with this, okay?
Okay.
So, this is where I have to break out a 1d4.
Okay.
You feel almost like a supersonic pitch hit you.
Wow.
And first of all, I want you to roll a save. Go, Brett.
Okay. My saves are 15.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Right. Okay.
Oh, God.
And is this any kind of paralysis, which I'm immune to? So it's no paralysis. I feel as though this is going to be damage. So I have a 15 save. So let me roll.
Good luck. 15 or more.
Yeah, I know. We'll see what happens. Okay. And 16.
Dang, bro. Okay, yeah. Like I said, you start feeling it's almost like twinges up in you for a second. The pitch, and then it drops off for a little bit. And it almost like clears you up a little bit. And that's when you look over. That's when you look over, you know what I mean? It gives you more of a focus on where it came from.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
And then actually knocking you out, and you can see it almost like, the bat light.
Yeah.
In that shaft of light that's coming through, you can see it. So
wow.
Yeah, it didn't affect you. So anyway, on to you fellas.
Okay. I yell out a yelp anyway, as and he shakes his head, wildly, and he's gonna try to keep his eye on that one creature. That's gonna be his target.
It's y'all's turn to roll, so roll as you may.
I am going to cast magic missile at the bat creature.
Lord, burn it up.
So how does that so how do we do that? Do I have to actually roll to strike for this, or what do I do? I guess I would have to, right?
Oh,
well, I don't know.
Man, I know old school you didn't have to roll for that stuff.
Or is it just
magic
I don't know.
Missile's automatic.
It's automatic? Okay, so I just roll damage. I just roll damage?
Just
okay.
roll damage.
All right.
Yeah, I think so.
That's
you got a line of sight on him.
It's 250 foot range.
It's instant.
Yeah.
1d6 damage. Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay. So let me roll. And 5.
Oh, dang, bro.
Nice.
So Lauren speaks in some arcane elvish tongue there, and the words kind of create like glowing glyphs right in front of his face briefly, and the glowing darts reach out and strike the bat thing.
Yeah.
For 5 points of damage.
Yeah, you're lucky you hit it. Well, let me say this. He is where you saw him for a second. He laid that laser focused beam right at you, that sonic beam. You saw him echoed right there, and you let loose, and he went from bat to phoenix. Just
whoa!
In the whole thing, there's a plume of, and then he just drops, and it's a rather large one.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. All right.
Colbert sees this and screams out. He's never seen anyone cast magic, so he just freaks. And immediately now Colbert is thinking all elves are capable of this. Holy cow! I did not know.
This
I will neither deny nor.
This thing thuds when it hits the ground. Okay.
Okay.
And it folds up and rolls over on itself and slides in the guano a little bit. And it's just still, the stench is even more powerful from the burning guano, and it's laid there and covered. And it seems like maybe the size of a large child.
Wow. Yeah, we literally walked right into it. Okay.
Colbert starts screaming, "Do it again! Do it again!" And I'm waving my torch around. "Do it again! Do it again!"
As you're saying that excitedly, breathing it all in fumes, it almost gives you, like a choking.
Yeah. Well,
oh my
God,
God, it really stinks up in here. You do see from where the crumbling had come from, falling through the shaft of light, it illuminates the further stairwell that goes up into the next area. All right.
Okay.
So, anyway, that's what you're looking at. All the smaller bats have filtered out through that opening.
Oh, okay.
Gone, all right.
Okay. Lauren kind of he's kind of ashen now, with the wound and the expenditure of the magic. He kind of heavily sets his butt right there on the steps, and he kind of leans up against the stone, and he's just kind of resting. He's taking these deep, kind of ragged breaths a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah. Now roll a D. If you're gonna sit there for a little bit, roll a D6. Just don't roll a 1.
You've been saying that a lot.
I know. They always say that to me. Ivan says that every time. Don't roll, and I'll roll a damn 1.
2.
Nice.
Okay. Now you do feel nauseous from sitting down there and slumping in there.
Okay.
And you can tell when you hit the wall and slid down and it just going over, just like.
Oh, so this place is just
like up a baby's back. You know what I'm saying?
This is a bat toilet. This is a bat toilet.
Wow.
This is.
Okay. All right.
Okay, but it is.
I'm gonna look around for a wall sconce to put this torch in. Do I see anything I can put my torch in?
Yeah, you see them around the circumference. There's at least 3 of them.
Okay, I'll put one at the closest to me and to us, to Lauren and I, and then I will come down and get right in Lauren's face and say that was amazing, and I'll begin to look at his wound, maybe see if I can't pour some water in his wound, maybe help him here a little bit.
Okay.
Just doctor his wound.
Yeah, it's not. While you're trying to do that, give me a D6 roll.
Okay. 3.
Okay. Yeah, you do feel a little bit nauseous. It is getting to you. All of that smell, I must say, the smell that you were downwind from was still strong then. You're at the epicenter.
So we need to get out of here.
Probably, so it's starting to, the longer you stay in there, the more you feel nauseous.
Overwhelmed. So can we still go up?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where it kind of crumbled and fell through and opened up. Nothing really did except what had grown over out there. And all the thatch and everything that had laid down fell through, but it illuminates that the stone stairwell leading up to the 3rd floor.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Then Then I will help Lauren to his feet. I'll leave the torch there and kind of help him up, and we'll head toward the stairs. At least I'll drag him toward the stairs upward.
Yeah, I can still walk. He'll have both hands on his staff, and he'll follow behind.
Okay.
And once I realize he's okay, he's on his feet, I'll draw my sword, shield, and lead up the stairs.
Okay. You walk up through the footing, other than guano covered, still seems pretty solid. There are slight crumblings or whatever like that, but a lot of it as you're looking up and you're going up, the fresh air just hits you in the face. Yeah, you reflexively take a deep breath, and when you poke your head over, you see the next level and half of that area. And you'd seen this on the ground, like half of the third floor is like almost in a ruined state. There's like half of it's full, and the other half is just crumbled in.
Yeah, so a big hole. One side of it's gone, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Right.
So we're here. Okay.
But
I'm immediately looking for treasure chests, silver chalice. I mean, I just assume there's gold and stuff.
Yeah, your assumption is dead wrong. It is barren up there, and the only thing you get is maybe a good eye view of the area. And out over there, like I said, when you was hearing and smelling the water, the fresh water, you look down and you see a wide, almost a Mississippi-like crossing. Okay, and it is fairly clear today. A lot more. There's broken cloud cover, but it's fairly clear where you can see on the other side. It looks like a great rift. Being that the water isn't swampish on the edge, but it kind of like almost cliff facings going out to it. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
So.
Okay. This might be a good place to camp, Lauren.
I agree. As we look about up here, Dale, I mean, there's just the collapsed side or the ruined side, and then just the flooring. There's nothing else up here, really. No vegetation, no vegetation.
It looks like it's been this way for a long time. I mean, other than the ivy and everything.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I nod. This looks like a good place to camp. I agree.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of set up where we have that shelter of what's left of the wall. So we're at the base of that wall in the tower.
Yeah.
So we have something to our back, so to speak. Right. Okay. And basically use the wall as a backrest as I set up. I do have water skin. I don't have food, so I don't know if you do, but I'm parched. I'm drinking some water.
I do have
that? Yeah.
I do have some water, yeah. And I'd imagine that since we were on a caravan, that pretty much, I may have just like very minimal,
I mean, unless you grab anything from the spilled rations down
maybe some bread, maybe some hard bread,
Yeah.
Maybe a piece of cheese or something. That's about it.
Lauren, have you ever eaten bat? You've cooked it. It's cooked.
I mean, there is supplies back there in that wreckage.
Now
you get one hit point back
really thinking about eating bat, right?
I say, no, my friend. I say, being the condition that those animals have been living in, I would strongly suggest you don't eat partake of their flesh.
Yes, you would know better than I. Master. He's now thinking you're some kind of wizard god, right?
I'll tear off half of the the loaf of whatever and hand it to him and say, "Here, eat this, my friend."
Yes, thank you. And he gobbles it down. And as he chews, he kind of chews with his mouth open, again, wheezing, short of breath. And every once in a while, you'll see food shoot out where the hole is in where his tooth missing. It'll kind of puff out as he chews it. And you realize probably half of that went into his stomach, the other half shot out his hole.
Yeah.
Right?
Lauren is like very purposefully like taking small measured bites because he knows that this may be the last meal that they have for a while, right. And he's just kind of studying covert, looking at him, thinking to himself, how has this man survived all of these years? There's something that I'm not catching. There's something to him.
It's true. It's called luck.
Yeah, he's got a natural 18 with luck.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you
And
get a
then,
day, 1 HP a day that you decide to rest, according to the rules.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So, as I will say, if you're up there for a good long while, every once in a while you hear the birds break free from any canopy off in the distance, and you can actually see where you were, and it's a thick, forest canopy out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And every once in a while they'll break free, and in different areas.
Okay.
None of them seem to be getting closer. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, and are you staying there at least a day, or what are your plans on that?
Or yeah, as long as it. It's a great question. I mean,
We want to stay the night here and perhaps
for sure.
at daybreak.
Yep.
Okay.
Give you a point back for that,
Okay.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Lauren will. Colbert will see Lauren before nightfall. He'll, or I guess maybe dusk, while there's still some light. He'll pull out a not overly weighty book, but he'll pull that out of his satchel, and he'll flip back and forth to a couple of pages, and he'll see Lauren start to intently study in this book, with no explanation of what he's doing. He's just reading.
If you're intensely studying and relaxing, and I guess I don't know if you fell asleep through the night or haven't watched or anything or what.
Colbert would be comfortable, fast asleep whenever it fell upon him. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he feels very safe up here. So.
I guess as soon as it gets the shadows grow too long for me to read, I'll make myself comfortable and turn my back towards Colbert, so his soft snoring doesn't disturb me too much.
See, Colbert doesn't snore, but the air whistles out of his hole in his tooth as he sleeps. You hear this as it blows through his lips.
He's got a cleft lip and a hole in his
I can't.
So unfortunately,
I can't top
he kind of
that.
whistles as he sleeps.
When he's drinking, half of it's pouring out of his bottom lip. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, as you're sitting there, as Lauren's sitting there reading, it is a full night, and it seems to be you're actually enjoying the fresh smell. Then other, when you're in a forest like this, some of it has decay and it has that kind of rot smell, but you're above the canopy. The fresh smell is kind of invigorating. You're having a nice time reading your book, and but you do see. I just rolled for something. You do see every once in a while a flitter past the moon back into that room of the bats, the smaller bats, though. Okay.
Okay.
Other than that, there's really no no disturbance other than his snoring or whistling. He's whistling. He'll whistle a tune in his sleep. Yeah. He's whistling Andy Griffith, but good Lord.
Well, that'll be the last thing in the evening that Lauren hears. He'll hear Colbert's soft whistle
theme, yeah.
And that'll lull him to sleep.
Right.
All right. Dawn breaks, and it is another good day. So seems peaceful. When you wake up in the morning, y'all do notice that there's no birds breaking free from the canopies.
Okay.
Even at a closer, longer distance, that's one thing that comes to mind. As you sit there and have the rest of your breakfast.
Okay.
Or breakfast.
So at some point, I will look out over the edge of this battlement and just see if I can hear or spot these ogres moving about, or if there's any evidence that they're below us or around the area, if I can.
So you want to look over the edge, basically.
Yeah, trying to look over. I know
Gotcha.
if there's a broken down wall, I may not be able to see around it, but I'm going to work around the edges
the
that I can look
masonry
off
is
of.
enough to where you can get handholds and look over. It wasn't put together to
Okay.
some kind of
Okay.
a specification that you can't climb over and look. Yeah, and you don't see it. And like I said, that was part of the reason why I was saying there's no birds breaking free. They wasn't causing a ruckus. It seems to be quiet and peaceful.
Okay.
All right. So,
Okay.
Lauren, it seems to me we should maybe go back and see if we can't salvage some supplies from the caravan, or before we head. Where were we headed? Where were you headed?
I guess there was the town of Oakton that
Okay.
may have been within another day's journey, Dale,
Yeah.
if that's okay.
that's acceptable.
And
That's how we roll.
there, Lord, see,
Love it.
shooting from the hip, man. 30
Love
years
it.
of practice, right there.
Yeah, buddy. So
I'm like, yeah, let's roll with it.
Colbert just joined the caravan. He didn't have a clue where it was going, or he just was. Yeah. Okay.
And Lauren, I could just say that his daughter lived there, and he was actually just going to visit her. That was his whole
You
reason.
know that Oakton, they deal in lumber, and they float it downriver to a southern city right there. It's more like an island where there's a lot of trade that goes on between the races.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I don't know. Well, based upon what we've just said, I'm assuming that if we are able to salvage something from there, we could maybe either follow the road onward, or maybe follow the river up towards the town, whichever may be safer. I don't know if we go back towards the trail or towards the road, we may have a chance of being waylaid by ogres again. Maybe I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Yes, I would like to see if we can't find some food, something, but I'm not comfortable traveling in the open.
Oh, okay, all right, I understand
so
that.
Maybe through the woods. Do you know? We should be able to follow.
Yeah, that road south basically paralleled the river all the way down to Oakton. And it's not that far off the river as you yourself.
So we could commandeer a raft, or we could build a raft.
Now, I will say, like I said, most of it is cliff-like. So there's certain towns that actually have docks constructed to where they can lower the boats into.
Yeah, sure did.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're
Okay.
winging this
Yep,
stuff.
I remember that. Okay.
Well, we could go back to the scene of the slaughter.
Yep.
And see if we
very
can
carefully
find anything.
sneak back to the scene of the slaughter. Yep.
Okay.
And Dale, I didn't say it. I'm sorry. I was rememorizing the magic missile spell again.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
problem. You do it, like I said, add 1 hit point on there, and you fellas are free to go ahead and max hit point at level 1 if you want to do that.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, good, because
Because you rolled a 2, I know.
yeah,
there's just 2 of you. I don't want to.
I rolled a 2 plus 1. So, okay, so we're full. Outstanding.
Okay. All right.
That.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell, if I knew that, I'd have taken that ogre on.
Yeah, not me, buddy.
Now, Lauren should be at what, 5, and you're at 6.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm a fighter, so I get +1.
Oh, you're at 7.
So I'm at 7.
There
Yep.
you go.
Nice.
Hey, I did not peg him for a fighter.
He's not qualified for anything. He has 17. He has 17 strength, so I had to make him a fighter.
Oh no,
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah. He stinks in every other way. I mean, his charisma's 13. It's not bad. His charisma's actually not bad, but
Yeah.
Well,
his wisdom's a 5 and his con's a 5. So basically, he's got a breathing condition, and he's not real wise.
Speaking of stinks, you do have that same compulsion to let loose, vomit whenever you go.
Right.
Whenever you submerges down into that second.
Sure.
Yeah.
Unless you want to repel off the third from the outside.
No.
Oh, no.
I'll ask Colbert
Perfectly good stone steps. I'm going down them.
if he wants to. We can tear or cut some pieces off of my my cloak or robe here,
Yeah.
and put those over our mouth and noses, maybe to lessen the stench as we go through that floor.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it shouldn't take long. I mean,
okay. I don't
maybe square or
okay,
but you make it down fine, and you don't have to roll to vomit and embarrass yourself. So,
okay.
You get up to the bottom and you squeeze your way out of that little recess, and you see the same thing as before. And granted, there is some of the overcast shadows from the trees that are, kind of casting it. When you're down there, let's see. Okay, you hear as you break out. You hadn't heard any birds while you were up top. And I just mean this in reference to, like, off in the distance from the canopies. But the funny thing is, when you hit the bottom, that you hear a bird tweeting in the tree over there that was to the side, just singing a little morning song.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
So other than that, basically, it's quiet.
Okay.
Other than the churning of the river off in the distance.
Okay. I suppose one of us should sneak down close to the road and see if those ogres are about.
Okay. If
you're the one that casts fire from his hands, why don't you do it?
One skill with the arcane is different than one's ability to skulk through the trees, but as you wish.
Before he goes, I put a hand on his shoulder and I turn him toward me and say, "What is your daughter's name in case you die?"
Oh wow! So his name is Lauren. So her name will be Laren. Lauren and Laren. With 2 L's.
He looks deep into your eyes and wheezes into your face. "I promise I will tell your daughter what happened to you if something goes amiss." Okay. And he smiles.
Good luck.
I'll get out of here. All right. Okay. So Lauren he'll cinch his satchel tighter around his midsection, and I'll start heading through the foliage. Just ears just burning as he's trying to listen to every little sound,
so
every
you're
little
approaching
crunch.
Cautiously, basically.
Yes.
So, and I'll equip my bow.
Half your movement rate.
I'll equip my bow and kind of keep an eye, cover him if something comes out upon him.
Yeah.
So I'll draw and kind of watch.
You're kind of watching as he's weeding his way through the trees. He's doing it stealthily, he says. And you get a bonus on that. But and you are going downward, so you do have gravity to help you. You know what I mean? Should you, whatever. So you're at least moving about, I'd say, 70, foot every minute or so.
Okay.
And it doesn't take you that long, and you don't really see anything that's bothersome.
Okay.
Except for the sight of the wreckage that was before. And you do see some of the birds that wasn't churned up that have been back. Obviously, in a way, it's reassuring that the ogres aren't there, but the birds are picking them clean.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
So they're doing that. But you'll see some of the crates have broken and busted over the side. The wagon has got a whole wheel off and it's overturned to the side.
Yeah.
But everybody, in particular that woman, is in a pretty rough shape,
squished
as well as the rest of them.
Yeah.
So,
I'll try to turn an eye, to all the death that's there, and focus on the wagon to see if maybe the ogres left any of, anything that's worth taking, such as any other food or anything like that, or is it picked clean?
Ironically, it's no, that's not picked clean. There are enough supplies there. You don't see any gold pieces or whatever. They seem to have taken all those.
Yeah.
And pocketed those, which you had seen him doing that in the first place. But it's
wow, ogre bandits. That's that's rough. Okay. It makes sense though.
I mean, Colbert was one of the. We'll just say you were one of the hired guards for it, if that's good with you. All right, so you got out, but your other guard compatriot is that there was. We'll say there was 3 of you, and you. Well, anyway.
As I said, God loves a fool.
Lauren sees one laying there, but there seems to be one missing. All right.
I'll wave my arm so that if he still has sight of me, he'll know it's okay. So he can come down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If I can see him, I will put my bow away and head down. Pretty quick, noisy, quick, sprinting down toward him.
Yeah, you can't really see him too much, but maybe after a period of time, maybe he'll whistle to you or something,
Okay.
And, yeah, but y'all come to that realization, and sooner or later you'll hear him bumble his way, slip and slide all the way to the bottom, and get to the bottom of the road, and you see the same thing. You see the bodies laid out. You do recognize, Colbert, that, like I said, one of the 3 that were hired to protect this caravan is not there. The other one is laid there with a broken spear, and his piece of armor's crushed in his chest.
Oh, wow.
All right. So,
but one of them is gone.
Yeah, one of them is missing. You don't know where he went, and at the time you lost sight of him because it just came out of nowhere.
Right.
Only 2 of them bum rushed the.
Lord, I believe Anders, one of the men-at-arms, may still be alive, maybe.
Okay.
Do you remember Anders?
Refresh my memory. Which one was he?
Oh, he was the one like me, but with dark hair and had all of his teeth.
Okay.
He was the one who basically would just look at me every time I would speak to him, stare at me. You don't remember Anders?
I think I remember. Yes.
He's not here anyway. I'm wondering.
Do you think he may have escaped, or did they perhaps take him?
It's a great question. I'm not certain.
Those.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Those bandits are well known for ransoming prisoners. It's possible that they took him for some reason.
Okay, just as a point of reference, whenever you're going down the hill, you did see that where all the broken saplings and some of the bark of the trees had been knocked off. You do see where some of the boulders looks like little where the ground is hollowed out from where they was picking up the boulders and throwing them, or the smaller boulders.
Okay.
And as well, I'm saying this because you see an area, as you're saying this, right across the road where it seems that the other one had broken out from whenever it was called. Okay, so you'll see obviously a trail through that area.
Okay.
Well, I will rummage through the luggage and the debris and trying to find rations, cheese, something that would give us a little bit of nourishment along our journey, if there is something.
Yeah, you consider yourself stocked as much as you can carry on that. That's what they were doing was transporting a lot of provisions and goods to the city down there in Oakland for resale.
Okay, so I'll just 7 days rations. Is that fair?
Yeah. They was just going to set up a market, a market.
Yeah, since since that's in the book, 7 days of rations. That's an item in the book. So
yeah, you've got.
I'll collect that.
You've got some hides from some trappers too that have spilled over and were bundled together. A couple of bundles of those.
Okay.
And some nails, some hard nails. Like literally a crate of those that spilled out all over the place. It'll take you a little bit to pick them up.
Yeah, I'll pick up, just 10 or 12 or so, put them on my backpack. And then I'm going to draw my sword and slide my shield down onto my shield arm and just cross the road and look where he had come out. The other ogre had come out, and see if Anders' body is strewn about there somewhere.
You go over there. I should mention, too, that the horses had broken away.
Oh, yeah.
And ran off that was pulling the wagons, okay? Everybody else was on foot.
Okay.
When you look in there, you see it broken, but you don't see. I mean, you could try if you could roll for tracking or something, maybe.
Rangers have a 1 to 4. So what? 1 for me? I'm not a ranger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You want to say a 1?
If you do something like a critical success, if there's
Rangers and druids can track on 1 to 4, so I would assume just normal would be 1, maybe.
Yeah, I like doing that because why wouldn't
If you like that,
attempt
okay.
that track, or track?
5. So again,
Yeah, you don't see anything of any evidence that gives you hope.
Colbert, we only have so much light left. I feel nervous.
Lead the way. you know Oaktown. You know where your daughter is. Lead the way.
Okay. It was about a day's travel. Everybody was traveling on foot anyway, so it's a day's walk.
Yeah.
Now, along this journey, as much as I can, I will ask all the questions I can about his daughter. Maybe hint that if she's as good looking as he is, maybe he can introduce us, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And of course, Lauren is very tight-lipped about this, and says, "As a matter of fact, I am going to be in her wedding." Since you asked.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
That's funny. In the middle of that conversation, because y'all know more than maybe 30 minutes down the road. Mm-hmm. There is someone that breaks through the tree line out on the road, and I'm assuming y'all walking on the road, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We have no reason not to, I guess.
And it's you turn to the left, and it's a woman, and she's in a little bit tattered rags or whatever, and she a human. Mm-hmm. And she swings around you, grasping onto you and begging, like, please, please, they're after me, they're after me. And then right on her heels, these two other guys come right behind her, and they've got swords. And
what?
That's our property. Catch her.
Sheesh.
So they're looking at you, and they're somewhat learned their swords down, but we're glad you caught her. She almost got away. Hand her over. We'll give you some coin for this. Thank you for your help.
Colbert definitely will, oblige. To him, there's no question in his mind. This is real. This is true. So he smiles and nods toward them. Kind of blocking the girl from going by.
Okay, yeah. You kind of corral her in between y'all two or whatever, and then he reaches over and he goes, "She gave us a run for our money. I was almost winded on that one." And then he grabs her arm or whatever and pulls, and she's trying to pull away. No. We thank you. And he reaches in there and gives you 2 gold coins, and then walks. You know what I mean? Shut up, girl, and
Wait, I ask him. I interrupt him. I say, "Excuse me, sir."
He turns around halfway because they start to walk away, and they say,
"I say, where?
Oh, did you want some money too?"
Where? I say, "No." Where are you? Where are you from? Are you from Oakton, or where are you traveling from?
No, we're from up north in Waynesboro.
You've run all that way?
Waynesboro is a small hamlet.
Okay.
A little bit, probably a day's north. Okay. Y'all essentially bypassed it because you didn't need to stop in there, and it's not really anything.
Have you heard of? We were part of a traveling caravan or what have you that was on our way to Oakton, and we were waylaid by ogre bandits. Have you heard or seen anything of these creatures?
No, I'd hate to run up and get something like that. It's a wonder y'all made it out alive.
Well, I would be cautious if I were you. They are deadly, and they have no I don't know what I would say. They're just deadly. No honor amongst them at all.
Yeah, I've never seen one, but I've heard rumor of them, heard about them. Yeah, I would stay. You're not that far away from Oakton, so you should be fine.
Perhaps you could travel with us to Oakton. We'd appreciate it.
No, we got business elsewhere. We were taking the girl up to Waynesboro.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Safe travels.
Hey, he nods to you like that, and they turn around and grasp the girl by her arms and walk off. Now, I want you to roll for me, Lauren, a 1d6.
Yes. Okay, and I got a 2.
Oh, okay. Now, something didn't really settle right with you when he said Waynesboro. And you know, probably noticed me too. He gave a little bit of a. You see his eyes search for a second, okay?
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
And after they leave, you're like, you know,
Something's not quite right, huh?
Yeah. But anyway, that's it. They're all.
Okay.
Colbert bites into this gold piece and smiles and says, I think these are real. He puts one in his lapel and flips the other gold piece over to Lauren. That's easy money. We should catch more of these women.
I catch it, but I hand it back and I say no. I say something doesn't quite feel right about giving assistance to those men and indentured servitude or whatever it may be. Just it holds it's something that we elves never really understood about you humans, why you would do such things.
Holy God. So you think there was something amiss with those men?
Other than the fact that they are holding women against their will, yeah, he wasn't quite. Something tells me he wasn't quite.
Has your daughter ever tried to run away from you? Did you not have to chase her down and keep her under? No.
No, her mother was more than capable of handling that.
Yeah, he was muffling the girl. You know what I mean? Y'all didn't necessarily see. But when the other guy had taken her, he just said, "Shut up."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I shake my head and I say, "Let's carry on."
Okay. I deposit the other gold piece in my lapel, and he walks behind Lauren, kind of shaking his head.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Lauren will look kind of over his shoulder, back up the road, a couple times, and then keep going.
Okay.
All right. And speaking of keep going, random rolls, you do keep going.
Okay.
You do keep going. It seems very much. You can see more. You pass a couple of travelers. They seem like pilgrims more than anything. Okay. And they stop and bid you good day. And let you know that Oaktown is not that far away.
Okay.
Just down the road, and they had come from that great town.
Okay.
And anyway, it was just little pleasantries. Other than that, it was pretty much uneventful.
Okay.
You do
the more comfortable Colbert gets, the more safe he feels, the more comfortable he gets, the more he'll whistle a tune through his his missing tooth as they march toward Oaktown, as he gets comfortable and relaxed.
Now it'll break out into a forested like area.
Okay.
And it seems that they let it lay fallow, as you could tell, and then there's a whole field of new growth of sapling trees that are coming up.
Okay.
But they're felling these trees, and there's quite a bit of acreage around the town, and it goes through. There you see wagons piled with lumber. Moving out down to the dock, because it's kind of the road's taking a little leftward turn, because Oaktown is more situated closer to the river. They have barges running, and it is almost dug out. And the funny thing is, they do have to lower the boats down into the river and pull them back up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you see that.
Okay.
There's nobody. Everybody's pretty much. It doesn't seem like an overly populous town. There seems to be a lot of hard working people there. And I don't mean like overly dour. They're just at business as usual.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not during any kind of a festival time or the weekend or no day off. So everybody pretty much got work to do, and they're at it when you meet in general on the streets. All right. So they do have everything that you, well, not everything, but they have your basic town. I mean, your inn, tavern.
Sure. Okay. Are you from here, Lauren?
He kind of Lauren kind of hesitates when he speaks, and he says no. He says Laren's mother is from this region, from this town, and he says she felt that it was best to have our daughter grow up here amongst their kin, which is why I'm coming back here to attend her wedding.
Very good. Yes, it seems like a busy little town.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a nice place to grow up. Far different than where I grew up.
In fact, the wedding is there's some. How far off is the wedding?
Maybe a couple of days.
A couple of days. Yeah, you can see in general in the center of town, they're starting to set up that, and that's some of the reason for their busyness, because the women are all engaged in doing that because they got to prep for, and the community's excited about it. They get a day off from work to go do this.
It's kind of since we didn't really specify, but it's kind of like a spring event where all of the grooms and brides all get together in the middle of town to all kind of have one big ceremony where they all kind of get married together. Maybe they come from other
like communal.
Yeah, maybe they come also from other little villas
surrounding
or villages.
Stuff.
Yeah, we'll do it like that. Yeah, so it's
okay.
kind of a big thing, which kind of makes it a holiday of sorts,
And they should put flowers throw them in the river or something like that.
Yeah,
some kind of deal.
Yeah.
All right,
so
that'll work.
It's a big deal.
Yes, it's a big day, so it's worth your. But and obviously, maybe what they were loading down there was what y'all were helping with the caravan was taking food down there for the celebrations.
Okay. Right. Oh no, they got all the apple pies.
Yeah,
somehow we're building this game as we're playing it.
we should probably. Who was in charge of this caravan? We should probably tell the town elder, about this.
True.
This
That's
tragedy.
Very true. That is very true. We should. Yeah, let them know.
And if Lawrence, if he's been here at all, he'll know.
It's been years since I've been here. It's been a while. I have been remiss. So I'm sure that there would be a little bit of tension, between possibly my wife and daughter because I have been absent. But yeah, we could say that there's kind of like a Oakton has a mayor, I would guess, if that's the correct term we want to use, or a constable. Well, no, I don't know.
Well, the Reeve does, as you guys are in town walking around, taking everything in. And you trepidatiously approaching your wife or trying to find out where she is at that moment, you'll get stopped by the Reeve. And
okay.
He wants to know where your fellas coming from. Are you here for the celebration?
What'd you say?
Are you here for the
We're
celebration?
Not coming from. We're coming to my friend's daughter's wedding this upcoming.
Yes, the wedding. It's a great,
right.
The spring gathering.
Yes.
Matrimony.
Yes.
So, excuse me, you sir are.
I'm the Reeve here. I am.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me the rules? How close must I stand to one of these women to be married during the festival?
Oh well, you have to stay within arms, be within arm's reach. But they all, I believe, they've all chosen their mates. We will have a community wedding, and everybody from all the hamlets and surrounding villages gather here, and we all marry because the priest comes down from or comes up from Kriegspiel and conducts the wedding yearly. So yes,
good.
You have to pronounce beforehand and your proclamation, and then when he gets here, stand in line hand in hand and marry the lady. Do you have anybody in mind?
Oh no, I haven't seen them all yet. But I will be pointing one out and proclaiming.
She doesn't know yet.
There are a couple of maidens left. You should get yourself a good look around. They should be all in the town before the morrow.
So Colbert spends much of his time here in the next day or so, just sizing everyone up, keeping mental notes, thinking about who he'll proclaim on the day.
That sounds good.
I mean, he's a moron. So.
No, he's here to get married. Why are you here, young man? And he's looking at you.
I say to attend my daughter's ceremony.
Your daughter? Oh, she's the one.
Yes.
She's the one getting married as well.
Yes.
What may I ask is her name?
Laren.
Laren. Oh, yes, I know Laren well.
Yes, and Mira, her mother, my wife.
Mira, yes. Oh, you're that Lauren. They should be
I kind of look.
well.
I kind of look down at myself. I know I don't look too presentable. I kind of wipe some of the dirt and the grime of the road off, and I say, yes, I am.
That Lauren, yes. It might be wise to steer clear.
Huh?
That's your business.
Pardon, sir?
just a friendly,
Could you point me in the direction of Mira's cottage? I appreciate that.
Mira Cottage, yes, she lives outside of town to the south, southwest of town. A good, it's a good hour's walk, I would say.
There's still daylight. I can make that. Thanks for your help.
You can, if either of you lads need extra work. We're expecting a caravan to come in from Waynesboro. And
don't count on it. Don't count on it. There are ogres that have waylaying caravans along the road. I would not count on it.
Waylaying caravans? This is awful.
Yes. We were among one. It was waylaid by ogres.
But
we barely survived.
From them. Did they not hire militia to protect them on the way down?
Yes, they. Anders and myself, and that was our caravan. But have you ever seen an ogre?
Yet you're here. What happened?
Well, we escaped. My friend Lauren here used some magic from his hands against bats in the tower, but we are here.
Lauren was putting his hand up to his mouth.
I don't know what we're going to do. This has no other complication.
No avail.
This adds a whole other complication, and he turns around. Now you got him frazzled. So
wait! I grab him and turn him around, and I fumble into my backpack and pull out the rations and the nails, and say, "This we did bring from the caravan. If this helps, my food and my nails.
Yes.
That's all we could recover."
Thank you. Well, thank you. I'm sorry to hear about the caravan. This is awful. And he turns around and walks over. I must tell the committee, and he goes off like that. So now he's disheveled and discombobulated and whatever. But
I turn to Colbert and I say, please, I'd appreciate it if you don't speak openly about my my certain abilities that I possess. I just between you and I, please. These simple folk may not understand.
Yes, you'd like the element of surprise.
Yes, I'll bow to him.
Okay.
All right, just you start. I guess your guys start heading out of town or something. Is that where you want to go? Or
no, actually, no. I was thinking that perhaps I'd better be able to find somewhere where I can make myself more presentable, and maybe show up with something, not just show up empty-handed.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that maybe there was a. It's been so long since I've seen my daughter, and I'm kind of out of touch with her as a young woman. I actually had a nice handcrafted like a doll, in a wedding gown that I was going to give to her, but that was lost in the caravan, So I'm looking to see if maybe there's something I can get her as a wedding gift, Okay. So I don't want to show up empty-handed.
Okay. Were you doing that? I suppose that you're in town for a bit.
Mm-hmm. We've only got a couple days.
Going to be scoping out the ladies?
Yeah, Colbert will go to the inn and he'll spend one of these gold pieces to eat and to have a bath, and probably rent a room for both of us, some kind of a private room. Yeah, that's, and then of course the whole time he's just eyeing. He's not talking to the girls. He's just eyeing them all. He doesn't know who he'll point out and proclaim when day comes, but he's gonna weigh them all before he makes his proclamation.
Okay, sounds good. While you're in there, and I'll let you, Larry, go ahead and go around to the stores. You'll be able to find something in a shop, especially right now when everybody's making special things to wear and to present and everything like that. So at this time of year, because of this festival, or we'll call it a festival. Yeah, it's not going to be too hard for you to do that. Now, while you're in there, you do hear, and you're having a drink, right? There's not really any,
I'll eat and I'll drink, and yeah.
There's not really any ladies in here. They seem to be busy, except for the tavern's keeper's wife, and she's busy. Looks like she has some laundry in the pot inside the chimney over the fire that she's turning, and she'll break away from that and serve ale and come back. But when she drops the ale in front of you, I'm assuming you're getting one, right?
Yes.
Okay. She drops the ale in front of you, and she seems to have a worried look on her face. She goes, "I don't know how they can be having this festival when the girls are disappearing like this, and the sheriff, he's such a loud. He won't find out what's going on." And then she's,
that's interesting. That's happening all over. We ran into men on the road that were having to wrangle in their women. Very strange. This must be happening everywhere.
They're women.
Fortunately, they caught their woman and took her back.
What did she look like? And you give her a description. It's a girl with red hair, flowing red hair, probably about 5'3", freckles, young. You'd maybe guess about 18 years old. All right.
Yes.
So
I'll describe her and say they caught their woman, and apparently the women tend to run off from
their woman.
Well, yes.
That's Abigail. She's been missing for 2 months.
Oh my! Well, these
parents
men said she belonged to them, and they were taking her to Waynesboro. It's what they told us.
Waynesboro, and you believe that?
There are high women. He kind of pulls his ale away and kind of looks at her and smiles. Well, of course. Why would I have a reason to doubt it?
There have been. She grabs you by the lapels. You have any, shakes you back and forth with her big sweaty hands, and you know what I mean. Her things are rolled up like that, and her veins are just bobbing out. She goes, "There have been 3 girls taken over the last year between last festival and now," and she's flustered, and she throws her arms up, lets go of you, and and turns around or whatever.
And so at this point, he starts to realize something is that wasn't supposed to be what happened. And he marks that in memory and decides he's going to go look for, before he bathes and calls it a day. He decides he better go find Lauren and tell him about this. So I'm going to look for Lauren. I don't know where he might be, but I'm going to go out onto the street and just spy around where maybe he's at and see if I can't catch up to him. Yeah. I'm beginning to recognize something is amiss about that whole thing.
Okay. It doesn't take you long to find him, but you almost get run over as you step back onto the street.
Okay.
By this harried woman who's slapping the reins on her horse, pulling the wagon.
Okay.
And the wagon almost topples over, taking the turn.
Oh.
And she's screaming for the reeve. Barnabas! Barnabas! You like that? Anyway, she pulls up. She pulls up and then half jumps off the wagon, whatever, as the horse, you can tell it's been frothing at the mouth and it's obviously been pushed. All right, too hard. And she's frantically grabbing everybody by the elbow and spinning them around. Where's Barnabas? Where's Barnabas? My daughter, she's gone. Okay,
I'll get her attention and tell her I don't know where the committee, but he told He told me
She's
half
a
an
little
hour
bit
ago.
past you. I mean, she was rolling.
Oh,
so you
okay.
gotta trot up to her. She didn't get that far away from you.
The committee that I'll grab her and say, I don't know where, but he told us half an hour ago or however long it's been that he was going to the committee.
Okay, she turns around, spins around after staring at you for a second to take in what you just said, and she runs off. You know, her heels kicking up dust, and her little, her dress flying.
Okay.
As she runs.
I'll watch her as long as I can to see if I can identify where she goes, and then I'll make a note of that, and then start looking for Lauren.
Okay, you start looking for Lauren. Okay, it's going to take you a little while before you actually bump into him. I'd say about 15 minutes before you bump into him, according to Mr. Dyro. And in that time, though, you see a lot of people. Lauren, where you're at a place trying to buy, and there seems to be a lot of whispering and whatever going around, and people all of a sudden changing direction and going toward the center of town.
Okay.
You know, there's an atmosphere of concern.
They're almost dropping what they're doing and head that way almost?
Yeah. And then a lot of talk back and forth and whispered hush tones and whatever, and everybody's gathered in the middle. And,
I'll get suspicious about that, and I will follow the crowd.
Yeah, the lady that you're trying to buy it from, she's been looking over your shoulder, and she drops it, and she goes.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely follow. Yeah.
So you're going there, and what you see in front of you as you break through the throng or get past everybody, which is, growing up around this dais in town, and you see Barnabas the Reeve, which you don't know his name is Barnabas, but anyway, and he's standing up there, and there is a crying, bawling woman beside him. I mean, just shedding tears, and he's trying to calm her down and pat her, and she's hugging onto his arm, and he's going, calm down. We'll find Lorraine. We'll find her. They won't get away with that. So, and you recognize your wife through the people is holding on to him like that.
Oh, okay.
All right? So that's what's going on there. As you're going around the crowd, Colbert, that's when you bump into him, okay? And he's standing there entranced in what he's witnessing.
And I whisper in his ear, hey, that girl, her name's Abigail. We've got to help find her. Basically, I'm trying to get his attention, not paying attention to the weeping woman and thing. I'm trying to get Lauren's attention. Hey, listen, you were right. There was something strange about those men. Hey, Lauren, you hear me?
He'll kind of turn his head towards Culver, but still looking at what he sees over there, and he says, "Wow, what woman? What are you talking about?"
The redhead on the road. She's apparently she's been taken. This has been happening according to the winch at the inn.
And it kind of slowly, all of a sudden sinks in and sinks up in Lauren's mind, and he gives you his full attention, and he goes, How did you find? How do you know that? Where'd you hear this at?
The woman, the laundry woman at the inn who served my ale. She told me, and she accosted me and shook me about and told me that that woman did not belong to those men.
Okay, I probably said the name wrong. The lady that's up on the dais with Barnabas, you recognize that as your wife.
Yes. Okay.
Right, Mirren. Mirren.
Yeah, Mirren. Yeah.
Mirren. I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah.
But
and the daughter's Laren, right?
Lauren.
Yeah, Laren. Yeah.
Laren.
That's fine.
Laren.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laren.
Okay.
That's who she's screaming about, blubbering.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
But the redhead that went missing on the road's Abigail.
That's Abigail still.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew that there was something strange about that situation. And I'll turn my attention back to everyone's across the way there, and I'll say, but something's wrong about this situation as well. And I'll start to push my way through the crowd, making a beeline towards my wife, who's clutching this other gentleman.
And Colbert, I'll follow along behind him quietly. I mean, I won't harass him. I'm just following him. Don't know where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just following suit. Okay.
Yep. I'm just following him.
Managed to elbow your way through there. With your staff. Kind of.
Okay.
And prying people apart, and she looks up at you, and it's almost a flash of anger and a flash of mingled with a flash of relief.
Mm-hmm.
And she stumbles down the dais and then runs to you. And every step, she's growing slower and slower until she wraps herself around your waist, and she's just laying there crying around you, saying your name over and over. And our baby, they've taken our baby.
I will kind of, as that sinks in, Lauren this kind of shocked look, kind of takes over on his face,
Yeah.
And he's just kind of looking out at nothing. He's not really focused on anyone or any of the other people here,
Yeah.
And I'll just reach down and kind of stroke her hair, and I say, I'll take care of it. Don't worry. Try not to worry. I'll take care of it.
Okay. She's shuddering on you right now and crying.
Okay.
In herself, and he walks perplexed. Barnabas does.
Yes.
Down off to it and walks over, and he lifts her up, and she reluctantly comes up or whatever like that. And he calls for.
I'll kind of resist that for a moment, and then let him, do that.
He's beckoning for the women to come her and lead her off, and that the Colbert, you recognize the lady from the tavern, shaking her head, and she runs over very motheringly, and she's going, I can't believe it. 4 girls we've lost. And then she wraps herself around there, and a couple of other women, and they turn her around and walk away and leave you standing there.
Okay.
On your staff. Lauren.
Okay. All right. I'll turn to
Colbert's utterly confused. He's thinking about, he doesn't connect the dots that this is all one thing, right? He's thinking about the 2 men and Abigail.
Oh, okay. Is Barnabas still there?
Yeah, he's a step away. He's just watching them take her off, and he's got a look of like, what are we going to do?
Okay.
What are we going to do?
I'll turn to Barnabas, and I will say, whatever I can do to get my daughter and these other women back from the clutches of these men. I will do so.
Okay, your daughter, and then he remembers what you had said. He looks at you and says, and then looks at her, and looks back at you, and then gives you a knowing smile, and he says, "You'll have every resource we can give you."
Oh wow! Okay.
Okay.
Sounds. We had just had a Magnificent Seven moment there. Okay. All right.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. I'll turn to Colbert, and I'll put my hand on his shoulder, and I'll say, "Can I count on you as well, my friend?"
Yes. Whatever you need. But he leans in and whispers, "But will I have to give the gold back? I already spilled some of it."
I shake my head, and I say, "No. I think your tab is safe here. I think you're in good shape."
Yes, but of course, my friend, I'll help you. I'll help you in any way.
Okay. All right.
Now he's I don't know if you guys want to continue on because I got more lined out, but it's just up to y'all.
It's up to you.
My time is honestly running short now.
Yeah,
I hate to say.
If we're going to break, we might time it there.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
No, that'll work.
Outstanding. That was fun. It was great.
All right, I'll sign off here real quick, and then everybody, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, thank you, Dale, for running.
Thanks, Dale.
Never mind.